Hey, good evening. Rick Mitchell here. Welcome to My Weather Obsession. It's been a while since I did one of these videos. Man, life gets busy. Got to do videos for work, but I want to do these as well. We have the potential for uh, a chance for some severe thunderstorms on Wednesday. Not a huge chance, but I thought I'd kind of walk you through the process of what I'm looking at to determine if we're going to be dealing with severe weather or why we're dealing with the potential of severe weather. For those of you new to this, these videos are designed to kind of give you an inside look at how forecasts are made for those folks who maybe have a passion for meteorology but aren't meteorologists or just want to learn a little bit more. It's a little technical, but not terribly technical. I think you can follow along. I'll try to do my best to explain it. So, what I thought I would do here is just kind of talk about some of the things that I look at. In fact, one of the first things I do every day when I get online is I go to the Storm Prediction Center. It's my first stop. First thing I look at, what are their threats for severe weather? So I look down here. You can see for Saturday, no severe. Sunday, no areas of severe weather. Monday, no thunder. Same thing as no severe. Tuesday, no area, no severe. But all of a sudden, Wednesday and Thursday, you see you got the word severe highlighted. So that makes me think, okay, what are they seeing? So then we can come over here and we can look at the day 4 through 8 convective outlook. This is updated once a day overnight, and we've got day 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 up here in the corner of your screen. So day 4 is Tuesday. It has nothing. Day 5, that's what I'm interested in. This is Wednesday. Notice they have a 15% area highlighted. And really all this means is, hey, conditions may come together. We're kind of keeping an eye on this. And it gives me a heads up that we need to be kind of paying attention to this. So that was day 5. Here's day 6. You can see the area shifts farther to the east. Another thing I look at when I come to the Storm Prediction Center is I want to look at the meso-analysis. I want to take a look. See up here where my cursor is? Just click on that. And I come up here, I look at national. And this gives me a quick overview at this very hour what the surface fronts look like. Now, to you, it might just look like a whole bunch of lines. But for me, I can see that we have high pressure that is centered over Texas, low pressure developing over Nebraska. I can tell that there's a cold front in here to the east, and this is the front that came through Texas Friday night. And that's moving to the east. I can break this down even further. And let's go into the southern United States. And let's look at a surface map, literally a printable surface map that you can print out. This is just a PDF. I'm zooming in. And one of these days, I will do an explainer of how to really read these. Look over here, you've got 32 degrees over 26 dew point, pressure 1030.4. This is in the DFW area. Let's look at, I believe that's probably Denton, temperature of 32, dew point of 12, barometric pressure 1031.8. And so I can get a lot of information from that. So that's what I do. I look at that stuff and I think, okay, what's going on? All right, well, let's start looking at some of the models because we know we have that potential for severe thunderstorms on Wednesday. Why is that? Well, let's start by looking at the jet stream. All right, we're looking at this band of wind up at about 15 to 18,000 feet. Here's a little trough of low pressure. This is what we call a shortwave trough. That came through earlier today, brought some of you some snow flurries. Notice how over time, we're into Sunday now, that trough shifts onto the east, and a ridge is starting to rebuild over the western United States. And this really is going to give us some pretty decent weather Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We're out to Monday afternoon, and at this point, what we have here is we have this is called a zonal flow. Generally, the jet stream is flowing from west to east. That's a zonal flow. When it's flowing from north to south, it's real wavy. We call that a meridional jet stream. But this is zonal. This is very quiet for Texas. Watch out west, though. This is Monday evening. Watch this trough developing. You see this little dip here over the Pacific Northwest. That's going to start to carve out a broader trough over the southwestern United States. Get used to this. This is what meteorologists call pattern recognition. When you see a trough over the western and southwestern US, chances are it's going to end up producing some unsettled weather across Texas. Again, mainly what we're looking at here, think of this as a bubble of cold air in the mid levels of the atmosphere. Anytime you get cold air aloft and warm air below it, that warm air rises. Everything hinges on whether the air is rising or sinking. So think of this as a bubble of cold air that is going to move across Texas, increase the instability of the atmosphere, encouraging rising motions, which will lead to cloud cover and precipitation. Generally, a lot of the times, due to the dynamics, the greatest lift is ahead of the trough. It's on the eastern side of the trough. So we're out to Wednesday morning, and let's just kind of watch this trough kind of swing across the area. Now, you'll notice it weakens, right? Here it's nice and closed off. That is lunchtime. That's noon on Wednesday. And as it progresses to the east, all of a sudden, instead of being a nice closed off upper low, it's more of just an open, what we call an open wave. So it is weakening as it moves to the east, but it will still have enough dynamical energy that it can induce the lift and generate the precip, which will probably be in the form of some rain, some thunderstorms, and far enough north into cold air, it will be in the form of some snow and maybe some ice. But this will be a weakening trough as it comes out. And then as we go deeper into the week, and we're out to Friday, another little piece of energy back here. But the question remains, does that have enough moisture to work with? But our main area of concern, though, is this trough right here. So again, there's Monday. Now we're into Tuesday. And there's the weakening trough coming in into the area on Wednesday. So how does that look at the surface? Well, let's look at this map. What I'm looking at here, and this is the GFS model, by the way. This was created at noon on Saturday. So it's the 18Z run of the operational GFS. I'm just keeping it simple in terms of looking at the models here. So what's going to be happening as we go through time? Let's go out to Sunday morning. There we are, Sunday, 9 a.m. High pressure, firmly in control of our weather over Texas. Be a cold start to the day, but it'll warm up nicely. As we go on into Monday, not much happening. I see the isobar starting to come together. These are lines of equal pressure. Isobar starting to come together, which means there is a pressure difference, which will lead to a little bit of wind developing. Kind of breezy on Monday. Now we're into Tuesday morning. Boy, look at all of a sudden, got this area of low pressure east of the Rockies. Not unusual, especially with that big upper trough coming through. You're going to have several lines of pressure, and that means Tuesday is going to be a windy day. Mother Nature doesn't like things to be unequal. And so that's what this particular map shows. It shows that, boy, there's very low pressure out here over Colorado, and there's higher pressure to the east. Mother Nature's saying, we got to take some of that high pressure and move it towards the low pressure. So we'll have a windy day, or at least breezy on Tuesday. So remember, our trough comes in on Wednesday. Now look what's happening on Wednesday. We're starting to see the model printing out some precipitation. And it will be in the form of rain at this point. All right, you got your colder air back here, got your area of low pressure beginning to move over the Texas Panhandle. You've got a lot of lift taking place, and that's breaking out that rain across central and east Texas. There's Wednesday afternoon at 3. There is Wednesday evening at 6. Now, there is what we would look at this and say, it's probably some enhanced, heavier precip that's going on right here. And this will be in the form of rain. from near DFW, southeast Oklahoma, on into northwest Arkansas, and then through Missouri. Conditions will be favorable for thunderstorms in this area because you're going to have good lift taking shape. You're going to have a decent jet stream coming across. One thing I want to point out here, let's see, where is it? These jet stream winds are going to be over 100 miles an hour. Okay, this is at roughly 18,000 feet. So this is some pretty strong wind passing overhead. And think of wind moving over, blowing over a chimney. That wind draws the air up. Okay, it creates low pressure, forces the air to rise within the chimney. Well, the same thing happens within our atmosphere. As this strong jet stream and these strong winds move overhead, that enhances the lift in the atmosphere, and that in turn will help generate these thunderstorms. So that is at Wednesday at 6 p.m. There's 9 p.m. and midnight, and additional thunderstorms developing in that point. And you can also see on the north side of this, you got probably some freezing rain and some sleet. You got snow farther to the northwest over Colorado. And then by the time we wake up Thursday morning, this is 6 a.m., the bulk of the rain is beginning to shift onto the east. Here's our surface low. Remember, it was way back here. I mean, it started to develop in Colorado, moved into the Texas Panhandle, and is now in its in the southeastern boot heel of Missouri. So at this point, we're likely to see the rain come to an end. You've got the wintry mix from northeastern sections of Arkansas, or southwestern sections of Missouri, up through St. Louis. So maybe some wintry weather going on there, and the system progresses on to the east. Could see maybe a swath of snow, northern sections of Missouri. And one thing though, it's kind of interesting how this whole, let's go back to where the low pressure is still kind of to our west. One thing, we lack moisture to begin with, but the developing area of low pressure is really going to draw in some nice dew points. That's what we're looking at here. This is a dew point map. Again, we're looking at the GFS. Let's go out to right now. Dew points are very low. They're in the single digits. Look at this. We've got single digits and teens for dew points. When we wake up Sunday morning, single digits and teens. So very dry atmosphere. But as we go through the week, remember, low pressure is developing out to the west, and that is increasing these southerly winds. Remember how I told you Mother Nature does not like inequality. And so that wind gradient, that pressure gradient, is drawing in southerly air from the Gulf of Mexico. And by the time we get out to Tuesday evening, all of a sudden we've got dew points near 50, and some along the Gulf Coast near 60. So that's tapping into some very moist air that continues to stream northward. And by the time we get to lunchtime on Wednesday, now all of a sudden we're seeing 60 dew points ahead of this system coming in from the west. And it's going to tap into that moisture and generate those thunderstorms. This is Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. So we'll have, not summertime muggy, but certainly February muggy, with dew point temperatures right around 60. At the same time, you've got this upper trough swinging through. So you got things in place, the ingredients. We talk about ingredients. That upper trough, you've got surface moisture, and you have a surface area of low pressure that is moving across the state. You're going to see these thunderstorms generate. So why is it that these storms can be severe? Well, mainly because of the ingredients that are in place. Let's look at a forecast sounding. All right, this is what the atmosphere could look like from the surface down here all the way to the upper atmosphere. And this would be the red line represents temperatures, the green line represents dew point. And by looking at this, I can tell, there's a decent amount of CAPE, which is convective available potential energy. How much potential energy is the atmosphere holding at this point? I can see these numbers down here. Yeah, 500 to 1,000. That's decent. That's not bad for February. How quickly is the atmosphere cooling? Uh, I always look for these numbers. These are called lapse rates. You want them above 8. We kind of have that. We kind of have good cooling. The quicker the atmosphere cools as that parcel of air rises, the more unstable it is. Look at our wind shear. These are winds starting off with a southeast wind and then going up in the atmosphere. So we go from southeast winds to southwest. So there is some curvature in the atmosphere. And that is both wind shear, directional shear, and speed shear. So put this all together. What do we have? We have an upper level trough that's coming through. It's weakening, but it's coming through. We have an increasingly moist atmosphere down at the ground. Dew points are going to go from the single digits Sunday morning to near 60 by Wednesday evening. And we have good energy in the atmosphere, some instability. The CAPE, convective available potential energy, CAPE, is 500 to 1,000, which, you know, on a really stormy day in May, you might want 1,500 to 2,000. But in February, 500 to 1,000 is enough to get thunderstorms. And you have strong winds aloft. The upper jet is going to be blowing at probably over 100 miles per hour in some cases. So this doesn't guarantee widespread severe weather or anything like that, but it does make you think, okay, if you're a forecaster, you got to have thunderstorms in the forecast and you got to keep an eye on it. So those are some of the things I look at. I'll try to make more of these videos as I go along. I'm going to do some, I'd like to do one where I really get detailed on how to do a surface analysis, but that's in the future. So I appreciate you watching. If you like it, I don't know, what do? You know, share it. I don't know. Tell people about it. Like the page. Yeah. Subscribe. I think that's what you do. But hopefully you'll like it. I know I like doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by My Weather Obsession.